In this chapter, we are going to learn about how we can do integration of Katalon with Git. So Git is basically a source code repository. So consider an example where Adam and Ashley are two testers working on a particular project. Adam has done some scripting and Ashley accordingly has done scripting on some other modules. And it is time for them to share their test cases among them and have a complete test suite. So we will follow all these steps one by one. So let's get started. So basically I have two Katalon over here. One is version 7.2.1. So suppose this is a machine that is being used by Adam and we have another version that is 8.0.5. So consider this is a machine that is used by Ashley. So the first step for Adam would be to enable Git. So the Git icon is over here. I have already enabled it. For you to enable it, you can go to project, you can go to Katalon Studio, go to preferences, go to Katalon and go to Git and click on the enable button over here. Once done, Git would be enabled for you. The next step would be to create a new repository in Git. So we'll go and create a new repository in Git. So I'll click on new repository and I will name this repository as Adam Ashley, for example. Okay, and add a read file, create a repository. So the repository is created. Third step would be create a new project. So Adam will create a new project in Katalon. So Adam's version is 7.2.1. So Adam currently has some test cases. So he needs to create a new project over here. So creating a new project is fairly simple. Go to file and click on new and project. Okay. And let's say that the project name is Orange HRM Git. Click on OK. Click on OK. So now you can see the location has changed, right? And all the test cases and all the folders are empty over here. The next step is Adam has to clone the Git repo in Katalon. So for cloning, what we need to do is go to Git and take the URL from here, copy it. Adam will come to Katalon and click on the icon drop down over here and click on clone project. So this is the URL that Adam has to pass, which is from the Git. Right? So copy paste and authentication. So Adam will apply ID and password. Click on next, next, and finish. Okay. So now because the Git folder has been created on your local machine, that is why you can see the location has been now changed to this. And as we know in our all previous chapters, we have created some test case and this is just a cloning project which is all empty. What we can do is we can copy paste all the test cases into this folder, which is fairly simple. How we can do is we can go to our test case and we have been copying all the generating all the test project over here. So I have taken a backup copy over here. What I will do now is okay, so Adam folder is over here. So this folder refers to all the folders that you can see over here, which are all empty. So I'm going to replace all this with the content that we have already created. So I will just copy everything. This is just one way of doing it. I'll copy all the 22 items, go under Adam, select from here to till end because all these are empty, and I will paste. I'll say apply to all and replace. Okay. Once that step is done, we can go on file, we can go to project and refresh it, and all the test cases we can see under the Git folder on the local machine first, right? So we have all our test cases over here, the entire object repository is here, the test suite is here, the data files would be here. So if we go on Git and we try to refresh, nothing might have happened because we have not yet committed our code, which is our next step, right? So if we go to our next step, so Git repo is done, cloning is done, adding of the test cases is done, and now the last step from Adam is to commit and push all these test cases to Git. So for that, go to Git and click on commit. Okay, so all these are unchanged, unstaged changes. We need to select all the steps over here and bring it to the staging area. Once that is done, there is a commit message. So we can always say, so Adam will say, adding initial test cases, and click on commit and push. You can either click on commit and then do a separate push, but I will just use this commit and push together. Okay, and this is the authentication for Git repo. So I will supply it. Click on OK. Okay, it is trying to copy all the objects. Here object refer to all the test cases, the object repository, test suite, data file, and everything. Okay, and finally click on OK button. So if now we go to Git and we refresh, we will see the test cases and the entire thing that was in the Katalon project folder for Adam has now been added to Git. So if we go and verify a few things like the test cases, so you can see under yes, under online tutorial, you can see all the test cases that has been added by Adam. Now let us go to Ashley. So Ashley wants a copy of all the test cases and the entire project from Adam. So she has to repeat few of the test cases, which is like first she need to enable Git in her Katalon, clone the Git repo, add a new test case, and she will do a commit and push. So we will see these steps together now. So Ashley is on version 8.0.5. So for enabling Git, we need to go to project settings and go to, sorry, she needs to go to Katalon Studio, preferences, go to Katalon, Git, and enable this option from here. Okay, after that, she has to do a cloning. So for cloning the project, she has to click on clone project, pass the URL, which is this same URL. Here, copy from here, click on this icon, it will copy and come to Ashley's machine, put the URL over here, and so basically this URL is a common URL that has to be shared across all the automation testers, right? So credential for her, you can click on save authentication as well, click on next, click on next. Okay, and it is giving a message that this particular folder is non-empty. So I can just say it as Ashley, because this is Ashley because I'm doing on same machine for two users. And if a Git repository folder is not empty, it will give this error. So to mimic this second user behavior, I'll just say folder number 2 like this and click on finish. Once done, all the projects, all the test cases, object repository from Git will now be made available to Ashley. So if you go and see, you can see all the test cases that Adam has pushed on Git has been now made available to Ashley. So now let us say Ashley wants to add up a test case. Okay, so which is our next step, that she wants to add or update a new test case, and then she has to commit and push it back to Git. So let us consider an example. Ashley create a new test case and just say like test case 2 by Ashley, OK. Okay. New test case has been created by Ashley. Consider this to be an empty test case. So the next step is that she wants to push this particular test case to Git so that Adam can do the final merging of the all the codes, or he can also have the same copy of the code as Ashley currently has. So for that, the final thing that Ashley has to do is commit and push. So she will go to Git and go to commit. So in the commit section, once she's trying to commit, if you can see, only the new item that has been added either in the test case folder or the object repository or test suite, only those changes would be here and would be coming up. Katalon will recognize it accordingly. And what she needs to do now is select all these things. So basically these are all the test cases, the settings and whatnot for the test case that has been recently added by Ashley. So take this and move it to staging area, and she can put a comment like this: test case 2 by Ashley, commit and push. Yes, this has been done successfully. So if we go to Git now, and if we try to refresh our folder, we will see a new test case under created by Ashley would come up over here. Okay, yes. So the new test case that has been added by Ashley has been added in the entire test project. So the one final step is step number 11 and 12. That is where Adam will pull the newly added test case from Ashley, and then he can have a final copy of all the test cases together. So Adam is on machine number this with the Katalon version 7.2.1. So all he need to do is go to Git. So currently now, if you see, Adam doesn't have a copy of Ashley test case, so he needs to do a pull command. So click on pull over here, click on finish, and the pull is successful. Click on OK. And one final thing that he has to do is click on Git again and click on manage branches and checkout branch so that the new test case would be added over here. So you can see the comments also, the test case by Ashley. He can do the review and then click on OK. So now you can see the test case by Ashley is also made available to Adam in the version 7.2.1 that he's working on. So with this, we successfully demonstrate how to organize and share our test cases among different automation testers using Git. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.